Hey there guys, it's Rachel from Moon Mystic Cottage. So in this video that you're going to watch, I am making some wax melts for the fall season. I show you a little bit of the process and some of my packaging, which by the way, I just recently got into wax melts and I'm really enjoying it. And it will be a continued product in my shop. So I do hope to share more videos on that down the road. Please be sure to subscribe if you'd like to, leave a like, and enjoy the video. All right, so I've got my trees poured and my sample cubes. So with the trees and the sample cubes, there's also white. There's white trees. So white and green trees will be mixed together in a bag. And then these sample cubes, you'll get one green, one white one in a package. So those are all done. And then I am letting them set so then I can work on the next one, which is called apple bourbon. I'm probably gonna call it something else. And then over here, I am just working on cutting out these, which they get folded in half and rounded corners. And I add these onto the little package for the sample cubes. So, and then I just write down the scent on them. Just in case you're wondering how I made this, I used Canva. So just canva.com, and you can flip your text upside down and add some fun little elements and whatnot to it. All right, so I have all of these rounded corners and folded. And so what I do with them, I have 4 of my Fall Spice Delight sample cubes here to add this to. I currently just use this pen. It's not as fine point as I would like it to be. If you ever need to get a really nice solid crease, I use what they're typically called a bone folder. This one's by EK Tools. I got this years ago. I'm gonna assume it's still available, but this is probably the favorite out of like the 3 that I've had. So on the front of mine, I have scent, and I write the scent on there for these, so let's do that. I do not have fantastic handwriting. I just don't, I never have, so, but that's on there. I gotta let that dry just a little bit, and typically I'll fill out what I need. So like for this one, I'm gonna need 4, and actually I'm gonna need 6 because I leave 4 cubes out for taking pictures because I have to photograph these for my shop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna need 1 more. There we go. But then what I do after that has dried, I just kind of let them sit out for a bit. I grab these. These cellophane bags are self-seal. They're a 3 by 3 inch bag. They are a little bit difficult for getting these cubes into, but I had a whole bunch of these and I'm trying to use what I have for right now before moving on to maybe like a more sophisticated or just different kind of packaging. So, but basically I'm going to hold it on there like that, and then very carefully with my stapler I'm going to staple it on. And I always gotta be really careful with the stapler on the back side so that I'm not pushing or squishing on it too much. So then yeah, I just do that for the rest of these, photograph them all in a little bit, and that's how I do that. Okay, so what I've done here with my apple bourbon scent, I'm doing a two-tone color. So I've poured half of it into the snap bar mold and then into this as well, and I gotta wait for those to set, so I may let that sit for like a good hour, and then I will go ahead and make the rest, which I already have the wax ready to go for that. Okay, so I've got my darker brown color here made, and once this gets down to about 131 degrees, I will pour it over these to finish it off, and then these two. These are now poured and finished up. Now I did miscalculate just a tiny bit, as you can see here. I needed maybe like 0.3 of an ounce more of wax in there, but that's okay. So these two just will not be a sample cube set, so I'll have 5 sets available to start with. But yeah, so those are done, and now we just have to let them set and check them out later on in the day, probably not till tonight.